Father God, thank you for bringing us all together. I want to speak on some topics today about my life and mistakes that I've made, and I hope that it touches somebody and in this room gets something out of what I'm saying, and they can really take it to heart, and it will help them change their life. Because that's what we really want is the end result is life transformation. And all these things I pray. Amen. All right, so I'm going to be speaking a little bit about my story, what brought me in here, and how I decided to do things differently than I used to do, and how I put everything into this. I didn't half it or do things a little bit. Like, I went all out. Anything anybody told me to do, I did. You know what I mean? I did it to the fullest. I just knew that my way didn't work, and I knew I had to do something different, or I was going to die out there, or end up homeless or in jail for the rest of my life. And I knew that I just knew that my way didn't work. That's all that I knew. So before I get into that, I'm going to bring somebody else up that's going to speak about kind of the same thing. They're going to share for a couple minutes, and then I'll take over. So Anthony, some guys heard him speak before. He's a graduate. He's a house manager. He's been here for a long time. He's put a lot of work in. He's changed a lot. You know what I mean? He does everything that's asked of him to do, and he's only growing and getting better in this program. So he's a perfect role model and somebody that's still in it that you guys can look to and see that this thing does work. So let's welcome Anthony.
What's up, guys? I'm Anthony. I'm an addict. This program, it definitely saved my life. If it weren't for here, I know I would be dead, or I'd be back in jail. I was having a rough time. Before coming here, it was rough for me. I had a rough life growing up, in and out of different foster homes my whole childhood. My parents were heroin addicts. I lost both parents to overdose, and my dad was murdered over a heroin deal. And yeah, it was just I've been around drugs a lot of my life, and the one thing I always said, I was never going to be like my parents, but guess what? I ended up just like them. And when I came to Greenhouse, I was doing stuff that I was doing me when I first came to Greenhouse, and Matt and Pastor Ryan really were on my butt a lot when I first got here, and I just want to say I know I've said it before to the new guys, if it seems like these guys are picking on you, they're not picking on you. It's it's coming from a good place, and they're just trying to teach you right from wrong, just for when you get out there in the world, that you're okay. Never have I turned my life ever in my life have I turned my life over to God until I got here. I never believed in it. I never thought it would help, and I found out that I was wrong. God definitely saved me, man. It was like I said, it was bad in the beginning. I was on black. I got off blackout. Went back on blackout twice. It was bad. And the things that actually at this time around I did different while I was here was I could definitely say, and even Matt and Pastor Ryan could tell right off the bat that women was always my downfall, man. Women, and this time when I got like I guess when in the beginning I was being stupid and talking to women, talking to different women, and being stupid, doing the same routine all over again. But I haven't. I kind of like learned from it, and I've been doing me, man. I've just been doing me. I'm not worried about I'm not worried about no women right now. Like how can I worry about another person and give my love to another person when I can't even love I can't even love myself, or I can't even do for myself right now. I'm not saying I don't love myself, but I can't do for myself right now. I can't offer a woman anything, and I know that, and it's just something I got to worry about later down the road. I, I'm I know that if I could get through this program, anybody can get through this program. I know that for a fact, and I know it's getting nice out, and guys are just going to start dropping, and people are going to leave, and I just recommend you not to leave, man. It's bad out there. It's really, really bad. Like when we went to Kensington a couple of weeks ago to help the Rock Ministries, like just being down there was turning my stomach. Like it's so bad out there. I was on the train the other day, coming home from work, and there was this kid sitting in the seat across from me, and he had his pant leg up, and I could as soon as he got on this train, you could smell it, and I was looking over at him, and he was like digging under his pant leg, and I was looking, and half this kid's leg was missed, but he didn't have no bandages around it, nothing. Half his leg was missing. There was green shit pouring. Excuse my language. There was green stuff pouring out of his leg. It stunk really bad. Like I had to go into a whole different train cart just because it smelled so bad. And that's what the stuff nowadays is doing to you. It's eating your limbs away. Like who wants to do something that's going to eat your limbs away? I mean, it's not only in the dope. It's in the crack. It's in the coke. It's in everything. And it's not worth it. If you've never looked to God for anything in your life, please give it a chance. Please give God a chance. It works. It helps. It helps a lot. And He will help you a lot. You know, it's like I don't have to wake up every day anymore, you know, wondering when I'm going to get my next fix or when I'm going to get my next hit. Like I'm very, what am I trying to say? I'm very happy for where I'm at right now. And any of y'all guys can be that way. Anybody can. And I pray for each and every one of you guys that it happens, and I pray for you guys that none of you guys leave, and I pray for everyone that everyone gets this. I mean, I know that they say that there's only a few percentage of guys that actually do get it, and I'm not sure exactly what those numbers are, but everybody in this room can be that person. You know, just listen to what these guys got to say. The guys that are in charge, just listen to what they got to say. and I'm telling you, they're good guys. They're definitely not gonna steer you wrong, not at all. They're gonna make sure that you're okay for when you leave the house, at least the intake house, and when you go into the next house. Because when you get into the next house, it's more like you're on your own. Not on your own, but you're not gonna have Matt up your ass or up your butt all day. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh man.
What can you do? It's big snooze. We love him, man. He's a great guy, man. He's really a great guy. He was broken when he first got here. You know, he was broken. He reminded me a lot of myself. My parents were alcoholics. They had me, and they met in rehab. They had me, and they never paid attention to me. They were more. They paid more attention to the bar, you know what I mean, and their next bottle and whatever they were doing. So I looked for love in all the wrong places, you know what I mean. I sought after it. I wanted to be a part of something, and I never felt whole, you know what I mean. I searched for that feeling and those people, and I just couldn't find them, and I got used, I got taken advantage of, and my life turned out really, really messed up, you know what I mean. And I was a messed up kid. Looking for love, and really when I turned like 20, things like really fell apart. But in the beginning, I was just a messed up kid, man. I was just looking for somebody to tell me that they love me. You know what I mean? That's all I really wanted in life, and I saw that a lot in Anthony. You know what I mean? Anthony was being used and taken advantage of, and wanted people to like him, you know what I mean, and wanted people to give their time and affection to him, you know what I mean. He was looking for that in women and in friends and things. He wanted people to like him, right? He wanted to be a people person. He wants people to like him. You know, I mean, he still struggles with that today, but he's come a long way from what he was when he first got here. Like, it's huge. It's amazing to see the transformation that I get to witness, you know what I mean, not only in my own life but in others. And it's really, it's really an honor to watch people grow like that and watch them become something new, you know what I mean. So I'll go over like a little bit about my story, the mistakes that I have made, and how God has taken a liar, a thief, and a junkie and turned his whole life around into something completely different. And, so everything that I am today is not of my own doing, it's of his. You know what I mean? I had nothing to do with this. I can take no credit. I am but a vessel. You know what I mean? He chose to save me and take me out of the depths of hell. You know what I mean? Well, I couldn't save myself. I never could. I tried my own way. I have tried every way there is under the sun. Listen to man's lies, man's beliefs, do this, do that. Nothing has ever worked for me, and it's mostly because I went on my own steam. You know what I mean? I thought that I was cool, or I was too cool for this, or I couldn't listen, or I wouldn't take advice from another man. Another man's not going to tell me what to do. My father doesn't even tell me what to do. You're definitely not going to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? That was my whole outlook on the world, and it got me in a lot of bad places, man. Jails after jail, after institution, you know what I mean? They didn't know what to do with me. They just kept locking me up and putting me away, because that's how messed up I was. Every time that they let me out, my whole goal was to set the world on fire, man. That's all that I knew. You know what I mean? That's where life had taken me in the beginning. I mean, in the end. So in the beginning, I was born in Allentown, PA, upstate, Bethlehem Hospital. My parents, like I said, they met in rehab, and I was conceived, and you know they were really young. They were 17. My mom was 18. My dad was 17. They really didn't know what to do or how take care of another adult. They couldn't even take care of themselves. They didn't even know how to raise themselves. You know what I mean? They weren't raised right. They were messed up, broken individuals trying to raise another human, another life. And so like I said, I was young, and I looked for love in all the wrong places, and I got introduced to a lot of bad people and a lot of stuff in the streets and things like that. I'm not going to get into all that, but I got out of that stuff, and I started doing really well for myself, up into the point to where I was managing restaurants. I was running restaurants, and I was in charge of a lot of people, and I was doing a lot of different things, and I ended up getting hurt, and I got prescribed medication, and that took me down a whole nother path. Next thing you know, I'm showing up to work late. I'm supposed to be the one opening the doors for people, and I'm not there. I have a whole staff waiting outside, waiting for me. You know what I mean? I'm not showing up on time. They can't find me when something happens. I'm in the bathroom getting high, you know what I mean? Or I'm nodding out in my car, you know what I mean, to where I had regional managers coming and checking on the store. Next thing they fire me. I go to another place. I start all over. They fire me. Word got around. Don't hire this dude. This dude's a booze hound. He's a drug addict. Like, something's off with him. Word gets around in restaurants very, very fast. You know what I mean? So if you ever worked in a restaurant, you know people talk. And next thing you know, like they just knew everywhere, up and down. I couldn't even get a job in Delaware. So I was living in my car, getting high. You know, I was doctor shopping. I started selling pills, getting in that whole pill game, that selling stuff, and I ended up going to jail for a little bit because I got due to charges for that. And I didn't learn my lesson. I was young, and I was stupid. And I wouldn't listen to anything anybody told me. Everybody told me to do something different, and I thought I could do this on my own. I thought that I could do this on my own power. I thought I knew better than everybody else. And so I kept doing my own thing over and over and over again. Years go by, right? I look in the mirror, and I'm like, man, like, I'm getting old. You know what I mean? My hair's getting gray and stuff like that. Like, what happened to the 21-year-old kid? Because I'm still in that mindset. You know what I mean? That I'm still dressing and acting like I'm a child and I'm a kid, and I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm a grown man, but I'm in recovery houses. You know what I mean? With stunner glasses on, like I'm the man. You know what I mean? My hat backwards, my pants sagging down off my butt, like I'm in a gang or something like that. Like the whole prison mentality and the whole street thing, like, really played a big part in my growing up. So I still acted like that. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to speak right. I sounded like I was from the ghettos of South Philly. You know what I mean? I still sound like that. I'm still working on my speech and how to speak to people and how to speak professionally, because I never really could grasp that. You know what I mean? I'm able to run places and run people, but when it comes to talking to crowds and things like that, like, I still sound like I'm from the street or something. You know, it's not professional sounding, and I know that. I'm working on it. But so the whole cool thing, like, something in our minds, like, tells us, like, we're still the man. You know what I mean? We still got this. We could do this our way. We still got one more in us. You know, I'm gonna do me while I'm here. I'm gonna, all these different things, and I've done all these things. You know what I mean? I've done all these things. I thought I was cool in places like this. I thought I was the man. I'm talking to girls in places like this. You know what I mean? I have no business talking to girls. I can't even take care of myself. I'm a grown man in a recovery house. I can't take care of myself, but I'm worried about some girl on the outside. You know what I mean? I mean, that is just like insanity. It's delusional. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And now that I can look back on it and see it, I can see it for what it is now. You know what I mean? And I can see it in all of you. But it's like it's a total mind transformation, right? Like, I came to a point after doing this over and 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 where you go on and on and on, because the years went by, man. 15 years of my life I gave to this thing of trying this thing over and over again, going back out, trying this thing over and over again, going back out, getting locked up, getting released, going back to jail, doing this again. You know what I mean? And I never thought that like jail and things like that would be part of my story, but it took me down that road. You know what I mean? It took me down that road, and you know, I did a lot of bad things, and I had to pay. I'm still paying for it. You know what I mean? I'm still paying for mistakes that I've made, financial things that I have to pay back, and probation that I still have to walk off. You know what I mean? I'm still on probation to this day. It's please turn that off. Forgot what I was saying.
You're on probation till this day.
I was on probation. I'm on probation to this day. I'm still on probation. So they gave me a 10-year probation sentence, 5 years parole, 5 years probation, or something like that. It might have been like 4 years parole, 6 years probation, something like that. But it keeps starting over because I kept messing up. So it kept restarting over and over again, to where when I finally decided to when I finally came, I had an epiphany. Like, man, like, you suck, dude. At everything you do, you suck. Like, you cannot do this on your own. You know what I mean? And I knew it. And I knew that my way was like any thought that I had, because I would go on my own thinking. So if you're going on your own thinking, I have a bad idea, and then in my head it's like, yo, that's a great idea. And I'm like, I know it is. And then I just go out and do my thing. You know what I mean? I had to come to the realization that my ideas sucked, that I couldn't do this on my own, and I needed somebody to help me. I needed guidance. I needed somebody to help me. I just couldn't do this on my own. When I decided to do that, they wouldn't take me serious. Like, I had to see probation like every week, you know what I mean, forever. Like, it felt like forever. They would not let me go. They thought that I was going to run. They thought that I was making it up. They thought that I was full of it. You know what I mean? That this is just another game you're trying to play to get off of whatever you're trying. You know what I mean? They thought I was playing games, and I really was dead serious, and I was set on doing something different. I always say, like, I just knew, like, my way didn't work, and it got me a seat here or in prison. You know what I mean? Or homeless out on the street. Like, that was my best thinking. My best thing. I think I'm a pretty smart guy. My best thinking got me there. You know what I mean? And I couldn't figure this thing out, man, for the life of me. So when I came here, I was paroled to here. I came here, and I knew that, like, I had no alternatives. You know what I mean? People were done with me. Like, they washed their hands. You know what I mean? They were done. I might be able to, like, finagle something here and there, but, like, I didn't even want to do that anymore. I didn't want to ask anybody for nothing. I didn't want anything from anybody. I just wanted to work on me and get everything on my own. Stop using people. Stop manipulating people. Stop trying to get women to buy me stuff. You know what I mean? Stop trying to do that whole thing, because I've done that too. And we're good at that. We're really good at that. I see it. You guys don't think I see it. I see it, man. I see everything. So I did that whole game, man. I did that whole game. I used people. I manipulated. I used my family. You know what I mean? The people that looked out for me and loved me, you know what I mean, and tried to help me, I would use to the fullest. I would use to the max. So I wanted to do this thing on my own. I wanted to do it with my own 2 feet as a man. I just wanted to build something from the ground up, and I didn't want any help doing it. I didn't ask for anything. I came here. I got a job right away. I sat with John. Every day that I had off, I'd go to a meeting, and then I come here and I drive John crazy. I mean, I'd sit in his office until he'd tell me to get out. He'd be like, all right, dude, get out. Go do something. I wanted to find out, like, what he did differently, and how can I do, you know what I mean? How can I do what he did? You know what I mean? How can I get 18 years? How can I build something like this? You know what I mean? How can I build something that's not for him? You know what I mean? It's for others. Like, you live right next door. You give everything you have to this place to build things up, and it's a nonprofit to watch people grow and thrive. It's not a money making machine. Like, why? I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, dude, what? Like, you're not making money off of this. Like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, that was the first thing I couldn't figure out when I got here. But then once I started to see, like, it was about something different than that, I wanted to be a part of it. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted to know, like, how can I have a change of heart, man? How can I do something for somebody else that's not about me? Because I'm so selfish. Everything is about me all the time. You know what I mean? I think about what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to sleep, what I'm going to watch on TV, what I'm going to play, what I'm going to do. Everything is consumed with me. I can't fathom that somebody else can spend all their time thinking about others. You know what I mean? I just couldn't. I'm like, well, I just don't get that. You know what I mean? And so I picked his brain, and I sat with him. I got a sponsor in NA who was hard as rocks. You know, he wasn't the flashy guy that, you know, I would want, you know, who's got the girl on his arm and the $1 million car and all this stuff. It was the old timer dude who played no games. You know what I mean? He had no time for games. He wasn't playing with me. He told me exactly what I was about. He said, "You're a liar. You're a thief. You're no good." And I needed to hear these things because they were true, and they hurt me at first. It hurt my pride. It hurt my ego to hear these things about myself. Because I was really good at making up stories and making up a false persona. You know what I mean? I can start all over in this place and become whoever I want to be. You know what I mean? And I was good at that. I was like a chameleon. I could come in and put on this whole fake funk. You know what I mean? And none of it was true. You know what I mean? Like I would make things up. And he told me everything about myself that was true that he saw. And you know, I didn't like it, and I was mad at him. But I got over that. You know, I got over it quick. I needed to hear all those things. John was hard on me too. John was hard as can be, dude. Your bed had to be made first thing in the morning. If it wasn't made right, you're going back and you're making it again. You be to work on time. You handle your responsibilities. You don't talk on the phone. No speaker phones. No none. Like he had rules going. I mean, it was crazy, and that's why I'm so hard on you guys. You know what I mean? It's not because I don't want you guys to succeed or I don't like you guys. It's because my job is to break you down and build you back up. You know what I mean? That's what was done for me, and that's what I want to see done to you guys. The whole persona, the whole fakeness, we need to wipe that off the map and start fresh, man. Start with a new grateful person who's grateful to be in recovery, who's grateful to have a second chance, who's grateful to be here, and build that person up into something better than what you could ever imagine. I never imagined that in a million years, dude, that I would be here in front of you guys or leading, trying to lead you guys or lead the houses into you know, into something better and trying to make this place better and make you guys better. I couldn't even help myself, is what I'm telling you. I couldn't even help myself for years, man. I just couldn't get it. So I took everything that I had in my mind, everything that I thought that I knew, and I threw it out. And I said to myself, I know nothing. I am just a messed up, broken person, and I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever you tell me to do, I didn't care. Whatever you tell me to do, I cleaned toilets, I weed whacked, I cut grass, I cut all the grass, I did it all the time. I did everything I was told to do, I did it. I didn't care how it looked. I didn't care what you thought of me. I didn't care about anything. I just cared about staying sober and how to get better. You know what I mean? And I worked on me, and I worked on the problems that I had and my anger issues and my resentments towards my parents. You know what I mean? I worked on a lot of different things. You know, I started becoming better, and I started to see myself change. I started to ask God for help, which I was never religious. My parents aren't. I wasn't raised that way. I started believing in something greater than myself. I started asking for help. I started asking for a change in my life, and things started happening to me that I could not explain. I stopped cursing. I started doing things differently, stuff that I never would do before. I started caring about other people. I started helping out when I didn't need to help out. You know what I mean? I'm the one who would cut and run and let everybody else do the work. You know what I mean? But I would come early and I would stay late. I did everything differently than I used to do. I was totally changed. That's the only way that I can say it, is God totally, he took somebody who was messed up and broken and worthless and totally restored my life and changed me to where everything in my life I did different. You know what I mean? I do everything different now. I'm responsible. I take care of what's mine. I do what's right. I'm honest. You can count on me. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I'm there. I'm not only there, I'm there early. I show up on time. I tell my brother or my nieces or anything that I'm doing something, I do it. You know what I mean? Even if I don't want to do it, I do it. John asked me to do something, I do it. Ryan asked me to do something, I do it. And I don't just do it, I do it to the full maximum of my ability that I can do it. Not only because it's right, but because that's what I said I would do. You know what I mean? So I'm not only going to do it, I'm going to go above and beyond and do it. And they saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. They put time and effort into me and helped me change and become the person that I am today. So I'm eternally grateful for this place and God for transforming my life. And I want you guys to see the sickness that is still in us. Even now, we sit here and we tell ourselves that we're not that bad. We can do this on our own. I don't need anybody. I'm just going to do me. Watch TV all day, you know what I mean? Do whatever I want. Say I'm doing this, but I'm not. You know what I mean? This whole mentality that we have is what has got us here in the first place. I don't know. Like you guys, I know a lot of you can't see it, but I'm telling you that it's the truth, man. If you don't change everything about you, if you don't change everything that you were, everything that you have done in the past, nothing is going to change. You're going to get the same results over and over and over and over until you're dead. You're 70 years old in a place like this, you know what I mean? Or you're homeless on the street and you get killed or something, like you end up dead, you know what I mean? Which happens. We hear this all the time. People are dead, you know what I mean? They're in prison for the rest of their lives. And God, you know, guys, they come through here and they drop like flies and they come through. And some people stay. You know what I mean? We do have people that stay. We have Jeff. We have Anthony. Matt Bologna has been here for a long time. Jason was with us for a long time. He's back, but he was with us for like 3 years, I think. So there is people that have been here for a long time that are trying to do something different or trying to make their lives better. And they know that by leaving here and they could go to their own place. They could do their own thing if they wanted to. You know what I mean? But they know that staying here is the right thing to do. It's a bubble here, right? It's a bubble here. So it might take you guys years to get there. It took me years to change. You know what I mean? It took me I'm still changing. I'm still not perfect. I'm still messed up. I still suck as a human, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for God in my life, like I am nothing, right? Like if I was to go back on my thinking and the way that I do things, like I'm one of the worst human beings that I know of, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure like there's worse people, but I know I'm pretty messed up, dude. And if I was to revert back, it wouldn't be good for me. You know what I mean? I'd end up dead or in jail for the rest of my life. And I know that. I know that today. I could see the mistakes that I have made in the past. Yesterday, I drove around my old neighborhoods and where I'm from, and and it brought back a lot of memories and all the mistakes that I've made in my life, which were a lot. I got to see they were like playing out in front of me like a videotape. You know what I mean? And I could see like everywhere that I went wrong, everywhere that I turned, everything that I should have did, could have did, you know what I mean? But it all made me the person I am today. I believe that God had me go through these trials and tribulations so I could help you guys and become a better human being. Because even if I was to not get hooked on drugs with the pills and the doctors and not ended up down the road that I would have stayed a selfish, sucky human being. I wasn't raised right. So I would have stayed that selfish individual, and I still wouldn't have been a good person. Just because people don't use drugs doesn't make them good. You know what I mean? You could still be a messed up, selfish individual and not use drugs. I see it here all the time. You know what I mean? People, they put the drugs down, they call them a dry drunk. You're still messed up, you're still selfish, you still only care about yourself. It's all about you. That's all you care about is you. You know what I mean? That is part of the problem. It's an interchange. It's an interchange, man. It's an interchange. And when it happens, you will know. Believe me, you will know. If it hasn't happened yet, then you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You have to put the effort in. You have to read. You have to be better than you were. You know what I mean? It's a long process. It's not easy, man. It's a daily thing. But what I do is I don't even count my time. I don't know how much time I have. I know it's almost 4 years, but I stay in today. I don't care about any of that. I stay in today, one day at a time. You know what I mean? I get through today, and I'll deal with tomorrow. I don't worry about yesterday. I don't worry about tomorrow. I worry about today. Live your life fullest today because you don't know if it's promised tomorrow. John taught me that. You know what I mean? You live for today. I stay in today, 24 hours at a time. I lay my head on the pillow, sober. I do that every day. I know that tonight I'm going to bed sober. I know that tonight when I lay down, I'll think about things that I did throughout the day and how I can be better tomorrow. And I do that every day. It's called a daily inventory. If you did the steps, you know what I'm talking about. And I make a lot of mistakes, dude. I'm not perfect. Trust me. I know I'm not. I'm messed up too. I'm messed up. You know, I know I make mistakes. I have anger issues. You know what I mean? I want you guys to get this. So I'm hard on a lot of people. There's things I say that I shouldn't say. You know what I mean? There's things that you know, I'm not a pastor. I'm not perfect, dude. You know what I mean? I'm just human. I'm just human. I'm just me. But I know that I don't live all about me today. I know that today I try to be better than I was yesterday. And I want you guys to look at the lives that you're leading. You know what I mean? What do you want out of life is the question. What do you want out of life? Is this enough? Coming in recovery houses and just staying here forever? Is this enough for you? You know what I mean? Do you want more out of life? That's John told me this as well. You know, he's like, what do you want out of life? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I want like money and, you know, a fast car and da-da-da. And he's like, yeah, that's all great, dude. I mean, but then you're just going to have money and a fast car. Like, that's all you're going to have. You know what I mean? Then you're going to want more because it's never enough. You know what I mean? It's never enough with me. I want more. I get something. I want the next thing. I get that. I want the next thing. You know what I mean? It's never enough. Even millionaires are looking at billionaires. Billionaires are looking at trillionaires. Oh, I wish I had his. He's got a whole fleet of jumbo jets. I only got one. You know, like that. And that's how it is, man. It's never enough. The only thing that makes life better for me and guys that work here and people that have a lot of time is giving back. You know what I mean? Giving back and doing something that's not about you. You know what I'm saying? You got to find something. You got to find something you're a part of. You got to find something that you belong to. That's the whole point of NA and AA and church and things like that, is to be a brotherhood, a community, to have people point out your flaws, to have people say, "Are you okay?" throughout the day, to have people in your corner. You know what I mean? If you don't have anybody in your corner, you're going on your own steam. You know what I mean? If you're just going to work and coming home and thinking that's enough, well, I'm doing me. I'm getting my money and all that. You're not, dude. You're not doing what you need to be doing. You have no support network. When you leave here, you're going to fall, and you're going to fall hard. If you don't fall in here, most times they do. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll make it out. You'll make it out. And once you make it out of the bubble where you're not urine and nobody's on your back or anything, you will fall, and you will fall hard because you worked on nothing. You have no accountability, and you have nobody in your corner that's going to ask you if you're okay, how you're doing, do you need help, all these other things. That's the whole point of being in service and having a commitment and having a brotherhood behind you that can make sure that you're doing okay and you're doing the right things, right? So that's the importance of, you know, meetings and a sponsor and all these things, man. They're very important. It's not like if you're not going to be a part of the church, then and you're going to do that, fine, do that, but do all of it. Just don't go to meetings or go to work and come home like that. This is not going to work, man. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. And I know you guys. I know a lot of you guys are like, what made work for him? It's not going to work for me. Dude, I tried everything, dude. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. And you might not fall now, but down the line you will. I promise you this, 100%. I promise you. You have to have a support network. You have to work on things. You have to work on yourself. You can't just get sober and think that life is going to magically change and everything's going to be better, because you are the same messed up individual that you were getting high. You're just not getting high anymore. That's it. You took the drugs away. Great. Good job, man. That's all you did, and that's all you're ever going to do until you're ready to really dig down and do something different. You know what I mean? Nothing is going to change in your life. And this is the reason why I always speak on this, because it's the biggest things that I see. It's the biggest things that I see. It's the things that I have done. It's the things that I know about 60% of you guys are doing. You know what I mean? And I just want you to really take a look at that. I want you to go home and think about, are you working a program? How good are you working it? You know what I mean? Like, can you do something different? Can you be better? You know what I mean? And the answer to that question is yes, you can always be better. You can always work on something more. You know what I mean? It's not enough just to put the drugs down, man. It's really not. And for me, I like I said, I had to do a complete change inside and out. My thinking is different now. Everything about me is different. Am I still messed up? Do I still make mistakes? Yes. You know what I mean? But I'm just thankful that God saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. You know what I mean? And He pulled me out of the depths of hell and gave me a second chance here with you guys. So I'm very blessed and thankful to be here with you guys and to be able to share my story. And I just hope that somebody got something out of something that, you know, that I said, man. And I hope that it touched somebody, because these were the things that were said to me. You know what I mean? And these were the things that made me think when I laid down at night. I would say, man, everything that guy said up there was right, dude. Like, right on the money, man. And he was talking about me. That's how I want to bring it to you guys. I want to bring it to you guys like that. You know what I mean? I want you guys to think about what I'm saying, and I want it to resonate with you. I want you to think about what I'm saying at night and say, man, he's right, man. He's right. And maybe that will give you the spark to change, to do something different. You know what I mean? But it can't just be listening to a story and saying somebody's right. You got to put the work in too. Like, you got to actually change and do something different. It's not just going to happen. Things just don't happen by osmosis. You have to physically try. You got to physically do something different. And until you're ready to do that, man, nothing is going to change for you. So that's pretty much all I got to say. I hope that you guys got something out of that and something out of Anthony said. Anthony, thank you for. Are you snoozing back there? Thank you for coming up and sharing a little bit, man. I think that it helps guys. I wish I could get more guys to come up here, like Big Tasty back there and some other guys, man. He always turns me down, but you know, and Jeff, I want to get some more guys up here to share and see that this thing does work. You know what I mean? And this, you can do something different. You know, because there is hope for the new guys. You could see somebody that's still in the program with you, and somebody still going through the same stuff. Like, they're just a little bit further along than you. Sometimes it resonates more with people than having like staff come up here and tell you what worked for them. Because, you know, like when I first came through, real quick, when I first came through, anybody that was like, staff, you're disqualified. You know what I mean? Anybody that like told me, you know, that was like working for a place or whatever, I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I don't want to hear nothing from you. I want to hear it from, you know, the guy that went through it, the guy that's not being paid to say it. Like, I want to hear from them, those people. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it resonates more, even though everything I say is true and everything I went through is true, and everything that happened to me is true. It resonates more sometimes when we bring people that are still in the program that are, you know, with me, it helped a little bit, you know, more, at least in the beginning. Then when I got clean time, I was like, well, the guys that are leading and doing the right thing and doing things differently, those are the guys that I aspired to be, and those are the guys that I would listen to the most. But in the beginning, my mind was still messed up, and I was thinking all crazy and messed up, and, you know, like, my mind just didn't make sense back then. I can still think of the way that I thought back then, and it still, like, scares me. You know what I mean? Like, I still think how messed up I was, and it, like, every now and again, like, messed up thoughts would pop in my head, and I'm like, dude, you're messed up, man. You know, and I got to pray, man, because I'm still messed up. I'm still broken and messed up, and God, you know, God's grace, man, that's all I can say. So, all right, I'll pray us out, and then we'll put the chairs away and take a picture, and then we'll get out of here. Father God, thank you for changing my life and Anthony's and others that are in here. You know, I'm so thankful that you took somebody as broken as me and as messed up as me and have changed my life. You know, my goal now is to give back and to help other people that are serious and take this take this thing serious, to help them to get to the next level, man. Like, who can I champion? You know what I mean? I want to champion that person that's serious and dead set on changing their life and not going back. Those are the people, and I hope that I have touched someone in this room, and it'll resonate with them, and they can think about all the stuff that I said, and I hope that somebody got something out of it. So, thank you, God, for allowing me to be here and speak in front of these guys tonight. So, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Visit our website, ghproject.org, and you can donate at ghproject.org/donate. Like and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and you can email us at info@ghproject.org. Thanks for watching.